Good morning, television family. Good to see you again. We have gathered once again in front of the warmth of our high-definition televisions to bring you local stuff. This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. It is Tuesday, the 11th day of March, 2025. I'm Dan Kuntz, your host. 37 degrees, fairly clear skies. Today and Friday are the 2 days that you want to package if you like nice weather, you want to go out and do stuff. Because starting tonight, things get real active. We're going to get rain and clouds and snow in the mountains and rain in the lower elevations tonight, Wednesday night, Thursday into Thursday night. Friday we catch a break, and then it starts all over again on Saturday with some, we're going to have more rain than we've had in quite some time over the next 7 or 8 days. This is going to continue right into next week. So today, not bad. Today we're going to be okay. The rain will start coming in tonight, and it'll be hit and miss rain all the way through until early Friday morning. Friday looks fine, and then Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and quite a bit of snow in the mountain passes. Active weather. Active weather is the best way to put it. Rain in the lower elevations, snow in the upper elevations, and perhaps a lot of it. Forecast details are on the way. A lot of news to get to. Sports, Seahawk fans are still catching their breath over what was a very active Friday, Saturday, and right on into Sunday. We were barely able to keep our head above water, but we'll talk a little bit more about that. Gonzaga men are in the West Coast Conference Championship game tonight. They'll take on St. Mary's, the team that owns them. St. Mary's won the season series. We'll talk about that as well and all the other college results. And of course, it's Tuesday. That means Austin Drade will be here live in this very studio to talk about Wenatchee Wild hockey. They're still 3 points behind the Seattle Thunderbirds for the 8th and final playoff spot in the Western Conference of the Western Hockey League, but they're running out of games. They only have 5 games left, and only one of them is at home. They're at Kamloops. They got a couple at Prince George. They got 1 game at Everett. Then they wrap up their regular season March 22nd, I want to say, against Everett here at the Town Toyota Center. We'll talk about all the playoff scenarios for the Wenatchee Wild with Austin Drade when he joins us in the back half of the program, live right here in studio. The first of a series of some significant snow in the mountains is coming your way. So if you are planning on traveling in the mountains, get ready because it's going to snow. Here's a quick slide for you from the National Weather Service. And there you go. Yep, starts tonight, goes into Thursday. Check out your travel plans. Stehekin, Holden Village, you're going to get some snow, a little bit of snow in some other locations, much more snow in some locations. The heaviest snow is actually going to be Sherman Pass, which isn't a particularly heavily traveled pass, but all the Cascade passes are going to get at least some snow. That includes Snoqualmie, that includes Stevens, that includes Blewett, and this is just the beginning. This will be Tuesday night through Thursday, just like I mentioned before. For us, tonight through Thursday is going to be rainy down here, snow in the upper elevations. We catch a break on Friday, and then it happens all over again. And by the way, this unsettled weather, cold weather, rainy weather may very well last straight through till a week from tomorrow. It is Tuesday, and on Tuesdays, provided I remember to do it, we check in with our friends at the Climate Prediction Center to talk about the long-term forecasts. These are the ones that crunch all the models and all the computers and spit out what they think is going to happen next week. And here's a couple looks of those slides. The 6 to 10 day temperature outlook. This is March 16th through the 20th, so the middle of the month. Starts on Sunday, goes through next Wednesday. As you can see, we are likely going to see temperatures below normal. When we showed you this slide 1 week ago, they were spot on. It was exactly what they said it was going to be. And it looks like, you know, it's going to be a little cooler than normal. And look how cold it's going to be in the Sierras. In fact, they're going to get a lot of snow in the Sierra Nevadas, because check out the 6 to 10 day precipitation outlook. And again, same time period, March 16th through the 20th. This is Sunday through Wednesday. As far as precipitation is concerned, we are likely going to see more than normal precipitation, as you can see. And there's that big blob of dark green right over the Sierra Nevadas, spitting right on in to northwestern Arizona. So they're going to have some pretty cold and wet weather in that area. And we're going to be slightly cooler than normal and slightly wetter than normal through the middle of next week. Wanted to give you a heads up on that. Record-setting heat down in Texas, down in San Antonio and that area, Galveston. Going to be really hot down there. So All right, in detail, and there's again a lot of weather to talk about, so here we go. Today, not bad. It'll be clouding up as the day progresses. Not going to be real warm. Snow level right now is at 1,400 feet, but there's no rain in the forecast until later on today. It'll go up to close to 3,000 feet by this afternoon, so we should be high and dry, but not real warm. And then here comes the rain. Rain likely tonight. Snow level is going to hover right around 3,000 feet. We'll get down to 34 degrees. Wednesday, rain, especially in the afternoon. Snow level will be about 4,000 feet with some snow above the 3,900 feet level. High of about 43 or 44 on Wednesday. Wednesday night, rain. Overnight low about 33. Thursday, partly sunny with a little bit of light rain in the morning on Thursday. So there you go. But the snow level is going to be down there. Snow level is going to be at 1,900 feet on Thursday, but we don't really expect any precipitation. Friday, not bad, partly sunny, high of about 40 or so. And then here comes system number 2. Rolls in on Friday night. You're going to wake up Saturday morning with rain. Saturday night, rain. Sunday, rain. Sunday night, a 30% chance of rain. Looks like it's going to be a wet and cool weekend. Temperatures will be below normal throughout the forecast period. A lot of weather going on. Again, the 2 nicest days probably right now, today and Friday. Of course, when the weather is this unsettled and this time of the year as we transition from winter to spring, the forecast can change literally hour by hour, and if it does, we'll keep a close eye on that. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, what's making news? That's what we'll do when we come back. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
A ductless unit from Carrier can keep anyone comfortable. Take Shelly, for instance. She finds me time in her new attic-turned-home gym. And with her Carrier ductless unit, the temperature is always perfect. No matter how intense her workout gets. Carrier. Total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
Hi, I'm Amanda Walden with A. Walden Insurance Group. Medicare can be overwhelming, but you don't have to figure it out alone. I've been helping people understand their Medicare options for over a decade. Medicare isn't a one-size-fits-all. I'll help you understand your coverage options so you can feel confident in your decisions. Let's find the right Medicare plan for you. Call me today.
Meet Amanda in person at the KBQ Home Expo, March 14th through the 16th.
Central Washington Water is your hot spring spa dealer for over 45 years. Shop their showroom and see the new Freshwater Smart IQ. This is a new innovative approach to super simple water care combined with the freshwater salt system to give you clean, balanced spa water naturally. There's a hot tub for every budget. Buy plug-and-play spas starting at $79 per month. See Central Washington Water at the KPQ Home Expo and save up to $1,000 on a hot spring spa. Central Washington Water.
It's the National RV Show at the Grant County Fairgrounds in Moses Lake, March 13th to the 23rd. Check out the enormous selection of both new and used RVs, motorhomes, travel trailers, fifth wheels, with huge incentives, 0 down and no payments for 90 days. Top manufacturers are coming from across the country, like Winnebago, Holiday Rambler, Forest River, Thor, Flagstaff, Grand Design RV, and more. And enter to win $30,000 or a new RV. Get $3,000 over NADA for your trade, paid for or not. So come on down to the National RV Show at the Grant County Fairgrounds in Moses Lake, March 13th to the 23rd.
We have a few high clouds right now. They're going to be thickening up and maybe some late afternoon rain possible. We'll top off in the upper 40s, give or take a couple. Rain overnight tonight, rain on Wednesday night. We catch a break on Thursday and Friday, and then more wet weather continues. Of course, there's a lunar eclipse on Friday night, but it doesn't look like we're going to have clear skies to watch that. It's 9 minutes after the hour. Dramatic video emerged over the weekend of Immigration and Customs Enforcement agents detaining a man suspected of immigration violations in Wenatchee. The arrest unfolded Saturday just afternoon outside La Tienda Mexican Supermarket on South Wenatchee Avenue. Footage was uploaded to Facebook by Louis Zavala. Witnesses said plainclothes men with Homeland Security badges pinned the man to the ground while handcuffing him, and they placed him in an unmarked vehicle. Our media partner, the Wenatchee World, reports that the man's identity was not disclosed. Of course, as you know, President Donald Trump has signed executive orders expanding enforcement authority for ICE, as well as broadening the categories of immigrants who are subject to arrest and deportation. Now, Wenatchee High School is searching for a new principal and athletic director. Eric Anderson has been the high school's principal for the last decade, and he took on the additional role as athletic director in 2024. Well, beginning this summer, Anderson will move to a district-level position. He'll be the executive director of learning, teaching, and schools following the retirement of 2 district cabinet members. So the high school principal and athletic director jobs officially opened yesterday. There will be community input opportunities, of course, during the search process. Anderson's first day at the district office is set for July 1st. Well, the Leavenworth Brush drop-off site operated by Chelan County will not reopen for business this year. The county's Public Works Office decided to cancel the springtime opening for that brush yard. It's located at Icicle Road and East Leavenworth Road. Drop-offs at the location has seen a big-time decline since it opened back in 2017. They used to get 1,500 cubic yards collected a few years ago. Now it's, as of last year, it was less than 460 cubic yards. To cover the cost to operate the site, the county said it would have to raise the minimum drop-off fee from $25 to $150 per load. The Leavenworth area is within the state's apple maggot quarantine zone, and that means brush cannot be disposed at the nearby Dryden transfer station. So the county recommends residents inside the zone take their brush instead to the Winton Manufacturing Works near Lake Wenatchee. They charge a $15 minimum fee. State Representative Brian Burnett had his first bill passed through the Washington House. The former Chelan County Sheriff was the prime sponsor of House Bill 1969, which would provide available aircraft from the Washington Military Department when local agencies answer a search and rescue call. The bill would also create a grant program to help fund repair, maintenance, and operations of helicopter fleets kept by local police agencies. Burnett's legislation passed the House on Saturday. The vote was 96-0 and now goes to the Washington State Senate for their consideration. It's time for spring cleaning around the Wenatchee Valley, and that includes the Swakane shooting range near Rocky Reach Dam. The State Department of Fish and Wildlife says trash and debris has built up at the public range about 3 miles up Swakane Canyon just off Highway 97A. Volunteers are coordinating a cleanup effort. It starts at 10 a.m. this Saturday, and more signups are needed. You can offer your services by registering through the Fish and Wildlife website. Needless to say, the shooting range will be closed to shooting during the 2-hour cleanup period, but it'll reopen when they're done. And about 80 people gathered inside the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center for the inaugural Indian Hemp Symposium on Friday. Indian hemp, or dogbane, is durable and was used by indigenous communities to make baskets, fish nets, and horse bridles. The 3-day event was put on by the Indigenous Roots and Reparation Foundation. They go by the acronym IRF, and it brought practitioners from British Columbia, Montana, Idaho, and elsewhere. The program is geared towards tribal members and descendants, and together they gathered hemp, learned how to process it, and heard presentations from plant experts. We spoke with IRF founder Mary Big Bull Lewis and 2 symposium presenters who talk about the importance of community and passing down cultural knowledge to the next generation.
This program is a continuance of our Indian Hemp field trip that we host annually. We hosted our 4th annual Indian Hemp field trip in November, and it's only a 1-day trip, and so the majority of our programming is for tribal members and descendants to be able to have the opportunity to come together and be in community with each other and learn our cultural teachings and just be together.
I'm just trying to get my kids and myself out on the land just to keep ourselves engaged with our community and grounded. It's just been kind of helping relieve the stress and anxiety in today's times, is just to get them out there with their culture, with other people. And it helps them be a lot more connected to, you know, why we do the things we do and see other people doing it as well, so they don't feel alone. Online's great, but unless you're actually feeling the plant and seeing the plant and holding it in your hands and laughing with people and eating together, it's just, you're kind of missing a huge part of the whole reason why we do the things we do. Some of the elders that were speaking, they were like, this, you know, talking and laughing and eating together. It's like one of the most important reasons of why we're alive and, you know, part of a culture together as human beings.
A teacher that taught me had said that never be stingy with it. You know, it's not my knowledge to keep or to own, that it's more valued to be given away, especially towards new learners, towards other Native people. It's a living culture thing, you know, it's revitalization, it's a remembrance of traditions, that type of thing, and it makes me feel good to teach. You know, I enjoy to teach people, whatever level you are, to see the people gather something like this and just to make string and make things out of the string as we make it. You know, it makes me proud. My dad was a really great leader, so just to knowing that the knowledge I have is beneficial to all. You know, I feel like I'm a great teacher. Teach and be taught, something that he always taught us. Be able to go and learn just as well, whether it's a child, how they take in the information towards learning the information, and as well as the elders, coming to see elders here, learning from their wisdom and experiences as well. So just taking my place in the line of teachers and learners is my thing.
I've had elders reach out that have never had access to this type of teaching. And it goes to show that there's a lot of work and healing that we need to do, and that we have the youth here to learn and to continue these teachings. And so if I can be a part of that, and if I can provide the space and do that for them, then that's what it's about for me. That's what I care about. And so I want to make sure that the people are taken care of. We face a lot of things with just separation of our culture, loss of culture, of our languages and our history, and that's so important to bring back and to advocate for.
That's the news on this Tuesday. It was a busy day yesterday. It's going to be another busy day today. Things are starting to ramp up as we say goodbye to winter and welcome spring. So if you're interested in knowing what's going on around here, we think we do, and we think you do. That's why we do it. The NCWLIFE Evening News will be on television at 5, 6, and 10. 5, 6, and 10 on TV. If that doesn't work into your schedule, it'll be up and running via the World Wide Web. You can watch our news right around 5 o'clock, give or take a couple. That's when we get it up and running. Takes a little while. It'll be on our homepage, ncwlife.com. Our evening news will be on our Facebook page. It'll be on our YouTube page, and probably a couple of pages I don't even know exist. I'm not real good at social media. I'm barely good on television. If you're out and about and you see something that might be newsworthy, you get a hold of us. Send us an email, news@ncwlife.com. In 2 minutes, we'll do sports, and we better hurry because in the next 2 minutes, the Seahawks might make another move. Who knows? Sports is next. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
The family at the Epladolin want to help your loved one feel at ease in their new home environment. Epladolin offers beautiful one-bedroom and studio apartments. Residents enjoy 3 delicious home-style meals a day, laundry service, housekeeping service, and encouragement to make themselves cozy in their new home. Epladolin welcomes your family to come and visit their family. Epladolin, independent and assisted living. They make the complicated easy for you. Call today for a tour.
Merry Maids can clean your entire home, business, or vacation rental from top to bottom, inside and out. Merry Maids will even take care of cleaning your carpets, and they can pressure wash your home. Merry Maids has thousands of happy customers. They've been cleaning homes and businesses in our valley for over 25 years. Check out their glowing reviews at merrymaidesofwenatchee.com and call the cleaning experts, Merry Maids, to get your free estimate. Your satisfaction is guaranteed. So relax, it's done.
Craving fresh Asian comfort food? Steam Panda is Wenatchee's popular family-friendly Asian restaurant. They focus on providing guests with delicious, healthy, fresh, and natural dishes for an affordable price. Warm up with one of their many popular house-made soup dumplings, ramen noodles, or pho dishes. And make sure to ask about their lunch and chef specials on sushi rolls. Steam Panda's Hawaiian poke bowl and salads are excellent with your favorite boba tea. Stop by or order online at Steam Panda today.
Caught in a conflict? Family, workplace, neighbor, business, housing disputes? Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center provides mediation services, a cost-effective and efficient way to provide a written resolution to disputes and issues. Plus, we offer mediation training and community education on conflict resolution and communication skills. Contact us to learn more.
"20 minutes after the hour in sports. Have you caught your breath yet, Seahawk fans? Let's do this chronologically. Of course, Friday, Geno Smith gone. The Seahawks shipped him to be with his former coach, Pete Carroll. He's now a Las Vegas Raider. We got a third-round pick for trading Geno. On Saturday, DK Metcalf gone, traded to Pittsburgh to be a Steeler. And then on Sunday, we shored up our defense long-term. They signed Jaron Reed and Ernest Jones to extensions. That was nothing compared to yesterday. According to NFL insiders, Seattle has come to terms on a free agent deal with former Viking quarterback Sam Darnold. He's going to be a Seahawk. There he is. The agreement, reportedly 3 years, $110.5 million. That's exactly what I make. Darnold is coming off his best season as a pro. We took the Vikings to the playoffs in a 14-3 regular season record, and he's now going to be the new starting quarterback for the Seahawks. Whew. And things just started, I might add. Cactus League baseball yesterday, the Mariners jumped out to a 3-0 lead in the top of the first, but a 5-run third inning by the Brewers, too much to overcome, and a 7-5 loss in Cactus League play. Yesterday, Mitch Garver started the scoring with a 2-run homer in the first.
Now the set, and the 0-1 to Garber, swinging a high drive deep into the gap in left center field. That ball is getting smaller and smaller, and goodbye baseball onto the berm in left center field. And Mitch Garber continues his hot hitting this spring. A 2-run blast by Garber, his third home run, and it's now the Mariners 3 and the Brewers nothing here in the top of the first inning. What a spring from Mitch Garver. My goodness.
Yeah, he has been spanking the baseball. By the way, Seattle is off today. It's one of only 3 days throughout spring training where they don't play a game. They'll be back in action tomorrow. They'll host the Royals Wednesday afternoon. Well, the Gonzaga men beat San Francisco 85-76 last night in the semifinals of the West Coast Conference Tournament, and they will play in their 28th consecutive title game tonight against their nemesis, St. Mary's. Graham Eke, 27 points, pulled down 10 rebounds. He shot 10 of 12 from the free throw line. Yeah, he played good. The Oregon State women beat, however, Gonzaga 63-61 on a game-winning shot with less than a second remaining. The Cougar women allowed 18 straight points from Portland in the third quarter, and they lost 72-57 in the semifinals of the women's tournament. Right now, it doesn't look like the Gonzaga women or the Washington State women will make the NCAA tournament, but the Gonzaga men are playing again. The West Coast Conference Championship tonight is Gonzaga and St. Mary's. St. Mary's won the season series. They won both games from Gonzaga. Of course, they beat Gonzaga in the West Coast Conference Tournament Championship last year. They'll do it again today. The last time Gonzaga did not play for the West Coast Conference Tournament when it was held was 1997. They've got to the championship game 28 consecutive years, a remarkable achievement. They'll tip it off tonight at 6 o'clock on the Entertainment and Sports Programming Network. And those are just some of the games that people are playing. Hello, Lithuania. I wanted to wish all of you in Lithuania a happy Independence Restoration Day. Today, apparently it's a big day. It's National Organize Your Home Office Day, which also happens to be my home. It's National Wash Your Nose Day. Apparently you're supposed to do that every now and again. It's National Funeral Director and Mortician Recognition Day. These days exist. I didn't make it up. National Promposal Day. You ask out your prom date and you're supposed to be creative about doing it. We're not doing any of those. It's Johnny Appleseed Day, which is actually celebrated twice, but this is the time of year if you have an orchard that you're thinking about apples. Of course, Johnny Appleseed, real name John Chapman, was a real person who wandered all over with his younger brother and planted apple trees. But he didn't plant the first American apple trees. That was the Pilgrims who did that. The only apple that's native to North America is the crabapple. Everything else came from someplace else. Yeah, the Pilgrims were the first to plant apple trees in this country. The largest apple ever picked from an apple tree weighed 3 pounds. That's a big apple. To produce one apple, an apple tree has to collect energy from 50 of its leaves. Apples ripen approximately 6 times faster at room temperature than in the refrigerator. As you know, apples are loaded with fiber and antioxidants, but about 75% of the fiber and antioxidants found in an apple is actually in the peel. So don't peel your apple unless you really want to. About 25%, about a quarter of all American-grown apples will eventually be exported elsewhere. And the longest living apple tree in this country's history was before we even were a country. It was around from 1647 to 1866, over 200 years old, and it didn't die of old age. A derailed train knocked it down in 1866. That's a long apple tree. I wonder if it produced apples for 210 years. It's Johnny Appleseed Day today. All right, today in history, the Great Blizzard of 1888. It began on this date, needless to say. In 1888, it just smacked the eastern seaboard, taking the brunt of it. New York City, 400 people died. 400 people died, 300 of them in New York City in the Great Blizzard of 1888. It basically shut the city down for a week. They had 40 inches of snow just in Manhattan. Most people couldn't even leave their homes. On top of all the snow, 50-mile-an-hour winds blew the snow all over the place. Temperatures in the single digits. Fire stations, there were fires that broke out. Fire stations couldn't respond to the fires because they couldn't get out of their own fire stations. When it was all said and done and the mess was cleared, they decided on 2 very important things that still exist today, especially in Manhattan. They decided to move all their electrical infrastructure underground. It was all above ground, and of course people lost their electricity because all the power lines came down, and the idea of a subway system was planted so people could get from point A to point B rapidly under the ground. The Great Blizzard of 1888 began on this date 137 years ago today. John McGraw was the manager of the Baltimore Orioles. There's John McGraw, considered one of the greatest baseball managers of all time. And on this date in 1901, as the manager of the Baltimore Orioles, he signs a Cherokee Indian named Charlie Tokohama. He's a second baseman, and he was a really good second baseman. Charlie Tokohama, a Cherokee Indian. But in fact, Tokohama wasn't a Cherokee Indian. He was an African American whose actual name was Charlie Grant. McGraw tried to pass him off as a Native American to get around baseball's integration and their lack of doing it. The plan was foiled because Charles Comiskey, who owned the Chicago White Sox, recognized him. He said, hey, that's Charlie Grant. He played second base for Columbia's baseball team last year. Nice try, John McGraw. Tried to get around that. Didn't work, and it wouldn't happen again until 1947. And 84 years ago today, March 11th, 1941, Great Britain no-do. This is 1941. Is basically Great Britain against everybody else. They were out there on their own, the British Commonwealth, in order to get arms and anything else they needed, armaments, uniforms, food, anything they could to engage in the war. They had to pay for it. They had to pay for it. It was cash and carry. That was because we had neutrality acts in the 1930s. But by March of 1941, Winston Churchill called FDR and said, we ain't got no dough. And he said, I got an idea. We'll do Lend-Lease. That allowed American-built war supplies to be shipped to the Allies on loan. So when you're done with your tanks, just send them back. Now, how and why Germany and fascist Italy, and for that matter, Imperial Japan, didn't declare war right then and there is beyond me, because any pretense of neutrality was gone out the window. We're just going to give them stuff. You don't have to pay for it. Just return it when you're done. Lend-Lease, 84 years ago today. It was not an easy sell, but FDR sold it. Birthdays. Lawrence Welk. Lawrence Welk. Born in the state in 1903. His show is still on the air. You'll see it on PBS on Saturday and Sundays afternoon. His parents immigrated from Ukraine in 1892. They lived in North Dakota. Only German was spoken in the Welk household. When he was just a little kid, Lawrence Welk wanted a career in music, and he persuaded his father to buy an accordion through the mail for $400. That's the equivalent of over $5,000 today. Good move, Dad. Lawrence Welk did not learn to speak English until he was in his 20s. Never felt comfortable speaking it in public. In private, he spoke German almost exclusively. And as the Canadian journalist and entertainment editor Frank Rasky once said, the squarest music this side of Euclid. Well, the show was on the air for 31 years, and he had a #1 hit in 1961 with a song called Calcutta. It's an instrumental, and they recorded it in one take. He also made millions of dollars in Southern California real estate, and he had his own record company, Ranwood Records. Lawrence Welk, born in the state in 1903. And happy 94th to Rupert Murdoch. Last I checked, he's worth $21.7 billion. That makes him the 31st richest person in the United States, the 71st richest person in the world, but he sure pays a lot of divorce settlements. He's now on his 5th marriage. He got married for the 5th time last year. And the 4 previous divorces, his ex-wife's made out real good. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. They are our platinum sponsors. It was a cold February. Were there times when you didn't think your HVAC system was up to the task? Well, guess what? We're going to have a hot summer, because we always have a hot summer. You want to make sure it's ready for that too. You know, if you just give Alpine Air a call and take out and go out and give it a little tune-up before the heat comes. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. This is the time to do that, by the way. When we come back, a brand new opinion from Mike Mad Dog McNaughty. You've never seen it because we've never aired it. And then Wild Hockey Talk. We do it every Tuesday with Austin Drade live in the studio. When we come back, you're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel. Braden, let's talk about think tanks, people who know what they're talking about and have knowledge of what they're doing. To me, I find them terribly intimidating, and they were a life-changing thing for you, wasn't it?
I think absolutely. Like when I first started like 17 years ago in the financial industry, I think mastermind groups, think tanks, whatever you want to call them, they were hugely impactful for me. And still to this day, like we host 4 to 5 groups a year, and we've grown our business with providing that type of value. And really what all a mastermind or a think tank group is getting people together and getting the right people together. Because it's not about just getting people together. You can get the wrong people in the room, but you need the right people in the room. And once you have the right people in the room, there's a lot of amazing ideas that you can hear, you can learn from.
Nobody has all the answers.
Nobody has, and you can learn. I mean, even though we host them, right? We host many of these, and we have our clients come in. We invite new clients to come in and join these events.
You learn stuff, don't you?
I learn more just by facilitating these different groups from all the different business owners, because there's so many ideas that are free-flowing, right? We get your money into the free flow, your mind into the free flow state. There's some amazing thinking that can be done. And how often do we give our minds the time to really not be distracted, right? I love roundabouts. Why do I love roundabouts? Because when you go to a stoplight, you see somebody on their phone instantly right away. In a roundabout, you have to be intentional and focused, and that's what these type of mastermind or think tank groups are.
Highlander Golf Course and Grill, located in East Wenatchee, offers terrific views and challenging play for golfers at every skill level. From the golf course to the grill, you don't need to be a member to dine in style and play golf too. Highlander's well-groomed fairways and greens keep it difficult, yet friendly for your regular rounds of golf or a new destination for you and your out-of-town friends. Contact the Highlander Pro Shop today to schedule your tee time, outing, or tournament. Open 7 days a week, where everyone is welcome to play and eat.
This is Mike, Mad Dog McNaughty, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, I post a lot of stuff on Facebook that gets strong reactions. So since a lot of these posts point out
Christian hypocrisy or the mind-boggling idea that Trump is the poster boy for many evangelicals, I get a lot of backlash. Again, primarily from my Christian brethren. Now, I'm not going to say that I don't care what people think, because I do. But as I often say, I don't care enough about what some people think to do anything about it. But I will tell you this. I care a heck of a lot more about what unbelievers think about me than I do my fellow Christians. Sorry. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
Welcome to Boswell's, where you'll find quality furnishings for every room in your home. Customers ask, do you have solid wood options? Yes, they do. Bamboo, maple, acacia, cherry, mahogany. With 2 floors of quality furniture and complimentary design services, Boswell's design team can create a home that's uniquely yours. For almost a century, people have chosen Boswell's for their quality and customer service. Boswell's Furniture, it's closer than you think.
Welcome to the Gilded Lily home, where something extraordinary is waiting for you. The Gilded Lily offers a unique collection of hand-selected, carefully curated items to help you celebrate all of life's special moments. From the budding chef to the home decorator to that very special occasion, there is an abundance of delightful gifts waiting for you. The Gilded Lily home, where you can step in for inspiration and leave with beautiful items to brighten any area of your home.
Central Washington Water is your hot spring spa dealer for over 45 years. Shop their showroom and see the new Freshwater Smart IQ. This is a new innovative approach to super simple water care combined with the freshwater salt system to give you clean, balanced spa water naturally. There's a hot tub for every budget. Buy plug-and-play spas starting at $79 per month. See Central Washington Water at the KPQ Home Expo and save up to $1,000 on a hot spring spa. Central Washington Water.
It's the National RV Show at the Grant County Fairgrounds in Moses Lake, March 13th to the 23rd. Check out the enormous selection of both new and used RVs, motorhomes, travel trailers, fifth wheels, with huge incentives, 0 down and no payments for 90 days. Top manufacturers are coming from across the country, like Winnebago, Holiday Rambler, Forest River, Thor, Flagstaff, Land Design RV, and more. And enter to win $30,000 or a new RV. Get $3,000 over NADA for your trade, paid for or not. So come on down to the National RV Show at the Grant County Fairgrounds in Moses Lake, March 13th to the 23rd.
3 weeks ago in this very program, Austin Andrade sat down with me and we mentioned how Wenatchee was just 3 points behind the Seattle Thunderbirds for the 8th and final playoff spot in the Western Conference. That was 3 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, on this very program, Austin and I discussed the fact that the Wenatchee Wild were just 3 points behind the Seattle Thunderbirds for the 8th and final playoff spot in the Western Conference. Last week, Austin Andrade, on this very program, sat down and we talked about how Wenatchee is just 3 points behind the Seattle Thunderbirds for the 8th and final playoff spot for the Western Conference. And here we are to talk about the Wenatchee Wild, who are how many points behind Seattle this morning?
It's a number between 2 and 4.
3 points behind the Thunderbirds. Again, we've been stuck in neutral. They've been stuck in neutral. We can't seem to chase them. Austin Andrade, broadcasting voice of the Wenatchee Wild. Good to see you, my friend.
Good to see you.
Let's, as we always do, recap the weekend. Prince George Cougars were in town for a strange Wednesday-Friday series. They took the Wednesday game, as you know. Friday, we gave the Cougars all they could handle, but the second period did us in. That was the difference maker there. As we always do, highlights. Friday night at the Town Toyota Center, again, Prince George knocked off the Wild 4-3. Austin, monitor here in the studio. You folks at home, please use your televisions. Here's Friday night.
We start Friday, and we start early. Riley Height wins a draw. The Wild able to get it back below the goal line, but a quick setup pass out front, and the Cougars bang it home. A setup pass for Tarek Parizak, taps that one in, as Brendan G gets over to his left, but not quite far enough, not quite high enough. And the Prince George Cougars take the 1-0 lead. Wenatchee about to get it back. Shot from the left wing circle, and that's what happens when you get to the paint. Lucas McCloskey with a redirect and another goal for a Wild defenseman on a little tip to make it 1-1. That's your tip of the day. Get tips at the net. Another look at this one with Lucas McCloskey. Evan Friesen, you got to keep an eye on him, but it goes to McCloskey for the goal. And we're all even at 1. Go into the dressing room. Out of the dressing room, though, about halfway through, it's an interception and a pick 6. Backhand goal, breakaway, down the ice, and into the back of the net to make it a 1-1.
Lazy passing or just a really good play?
I think it was a really good play. You can see that it's a pass that you kind of know is coming, but you have to be in position to jump the route and take it the other way, and the Cougars are able to do that. Backdoor chance and a quick tap in to make it 3-1. This one early in the power play, late in the second period, just 11 seconds off the time on the power play, and it's 3-1 game going to the third period. It would stay a 3-1 game for a while, but then headed the other way. Boreavalis open net puts that one home. A point in 6 of his last 7 to make it a 4-1 game, and that one's going to about put it away. You would think.
You would think.
You would think. However, Wenatchee with a couple of big power plays in the final seconds, and they get opportunities from up top. Hot potato passing. Yeah, we're going to bring this one back up top. Hit the reset button and fire it home. Sean Rios with the goal. 20.5 to go. It's a 4-2 game. That one a 6-on-3 goal for the Wild, but there's still the 6-on-4.
This is why you stay to the end, folks. You never know.
And there's still time to get something rolling, like a shot from Lucas McCloskey. Wild with a good entry. Lucas McCloskey waits. I don't want that shot. I want this shot. That's a good shot. 4-3 score. Wild get it down to a 1-goal game with 6.1 to play. Got to win the face-off and run off with it. We'll see if the Wild are able to do that here in the final moments with a shot from the top of the zone from Lucas McCloskey. I will tell you right now, they were not able to do it. It's a 4-3 game at the end, but Wenatchee, a couple big power plays, some extra manpower at the end. They get close. If it's a minute 6 instead of 6.1, we're probably having a different conversation, but alas, not to be.
Dropping the puck down 4-3 with 6 seconds left. Is the goalie gone? Do you take that? I mean, why not, right?
You have to take that chance.
You got to take that chance. So a tough loss to Prince George and we're not done with them yet, by the way. We got to go see them later on this week. That was Friday. Saturday, down in Kennewick at the Toyota Center, not the Town Toyota Center. We took the season series. We won all 4 games from the Tri-City Americans in Kennewick, including a nice overtime victory on Saturday night. Once again, Austin Andrade using the monitor here in the studio. You folks at home, use your televisions Saturday night.
Well, it starts early for the Wild again, barely 4 minutes in, and on their first power play of the game, Miles Cooper looking for a shot from the right wing circle. That shot goes wide, if not for Evan Friesen. Deegan McMillan right there just in case, but it's Evan Friesen to put this one away, stretching that stick through the shooting lane and tapping it home on the back post to make it a 1-0 game. Would stay a 1-0 game until 4:20 of the second period. Another power play goal for the Wild, another power play goal, and another redirect from Evan Friesen. This time it's Sean Rios against his old mates. That one from the right wing. This is not a replay. It is from the other end of the ice, and the Wild lead it 2-0. A little catch and release action. Going fishing for a goal, his second of the game for Evan Friesen. But right off the face-off, 14 seconds gap between tallies. The Wild and the Tri-City Americans swapping goals. A setup from Cruz Paveo, Gavin Garland right out in front. Boom. Cut to black. Cut the lead to just a 1-goal game. Take another look at this one as Garland sneaks to the middle of the slot and is able to send it home to make it a 2-1 contest. It would stay 2-1, go into the third period. About halfway through the third period, the Wild down 4-on-3, and the Tri-City Americans are going to take a little bit of advantage of the open ice. Shot from Max Curran, top of the slot. That one gets blocked, cleared away. Back to Max Curran, who tucks it home to get the game tied up halfway through the third period. Nice clear by Brendan Dunphy, just not able to keep it away from the defense. Curran sneaks in and sees that one coming and sends it home.
4-on-3 is awfully hard to keep the other team out of the net, isn't it?
It was. Started with a 4-on-4 right off the draw. Penalty to cut it to 4-on-3, an offensive zone faceoff. The Wild are still able to kill off a minute of almost a 2 full minute 4-on-3. So we go to overtime. 3-point game in this one. Yeah, that's fine. Reed Andreessen starts it ahead. Maddox McCaggerty left wing. Dawson Seitz coming right off the bench, sneaking off the bench into your living room, into the net, and on the bus with the 2 points. A rip from the left wing circle, back post, bye-bye. 3-2, Wild win this one in overtime. Every win at Toyota Center this season, 4 games, 4 dubs for Wenatchee.
Go figure. I mean, they just must like it there. Nice locker rooms, good ice. How can you figure that? And they were close games. They had one blowout. I think there was one game down in Tri-Cities where we won like 9-1 or something.
Yeah, 10-2. Right.
10-2, right. Yeah.
Huge weekend right after the first of the year. Evan Friesen scored 4 goals, and group was rolling that weekend. 3 power play goals, but every game down there, other than that one, was a pretty close one. And this one about as close as they get.
And now we have to cheer for the Tri-City Americans because, well, first of all, we don't play them anymore, but they play Seattle tonight. So here's where we are right now as we sit. Wenatchee, 63 games in the books. That means 5 games left, 4 in a row on the road, then 1 to wrap it up at the Toyota Center. Wenatchee has 52 points. Seattle has played 62 games. They have 6 remaining. They have 55 points. Gee, where have we heard this before? Let's not talk about what we have to do this weekend. Let's talk about the Thunderbirds. They are at Tri-City tonight, so we're pulling for the Americans.
Yeah, we're obviously there's some work that we have to do, but we will need a little bit of help possibly to get that done. And Tri-City and Seattle, it's been a great battle all season long, but having some help from Tri-City is going to be a big help with 3 of the next 4 for Seattle against the Americans group. I think they're getting their top goaltender back, stepped out of the game with an injury on Friday. We didn't face him on Saturday, but Lucas Mateka and their top forwards, Gavin Garland, the top rookie for Tri-City, is back again. We saw him after missing some time with an injury we saw him on Saturday. So getting some help from Tri-City is going to be big this weekend. We need to take care of our business, but obviously we can't be doing the scoreboard watching. We've got to take care of our work, but we'll take all the help that Tri-City is able to offer. And we should point out, Tri-City has something to play for. They're in the playoffs. They've clinched a spot. They are 7th. They have 69 points, but they're right behind Vancouver, Portland. They have a chance to move up at 1 or even 2 more slots in the standings, and so they want to do that. Yeah, it's a tight battle right now for 5 through 7. Prince George is pretty well locked into that 4th spot unless they're able to climb above Victoria and steal out that number 2 spot. But 5 through 7 is as close a battle as they come right now in the Western Hockey League. And you talk about Portland is right there, Tri-City is right there, Vancouver is right there. You're probably going to try to avoid that number 6 spot because of the likely matchup against Spokane. So getting that number 5 spot, whether you're going on the road to Prince George, which is always a tough road trip, or you're going on the road to Victoria, getting that number 5 spot and having that opportunity, I think, is going to be something big for them to play for. They've got a lot to go for right now, and obviously Seattle wants to try to put the race away this week. We can, for all intents and purposes, eliminate Kamloops. Kamloops is chasing us. They're 3 points behind us. We're 3 points behind Seattle. Our first game is Wednesday at Kamloops. A victory there would pretty much eliminate Kamloops because they're in the same situation we are. They're running out of games to win. They are. We are all running out of games to win right now. Running out of opportunities to make that final push over the last couple of weeks. But Kamloops, they've got some outstanding workers on the power play. They've got Tommy Lafreniere, who's suddenly jumped up into one of the top scoring spots in the Western Hockey League. We've seen some rookies on the rise, all chasing Landon DuPont from Everett, and Tommy Lafreniere is one of them. And they're an extraordinarily disciplined team. They don't take many penalties. So the special teams, we can't count on having a lot of those opportunities this time around. We're going to have to get things done 5-on-5, and scoring goals, getting to the paint, playing a tight checking game. It's about what we do right now. Looking at how teams have done this season on offense, you look at the teams that score 3 a game, and you're talking bottom 4, bottom 5 in the league. You look at teams that score 4 a game, you're talking top 4, top 5 in the league. So scoring that extra goal, getting to 4 in a game, which we got close to doing a lot this past weekend. We're never able to do, though. Getting to 4 goals and getting some good goaltending, which I know we'll get from Brendan G this weekend. It's an extraordinary difference when you can get that extra goal and get to 4 right now. And we need to find a way to score that extra goal and get those 2 points back on the bus with us.
You mentioned this before, having a solid back line and a very good goaltender will keep you in a lot of games. If you're not a goal-scoring team, or that's not really the identity of the team, you're going to stay in a lot of games as long as you have a good back line, good defenseman, and a goaltender who knows what he's doing. You're going to be in a lot of games.
Yeah, and Brendan's done a good job for us lately. He's been able to stop some tough shots, and I think in the case of Tri-City, he made some incredible saves in the third period. I think of one with a few minutes left where he was able to stretch out the skate and save an open net goal basically on the post. He's become a goaltender who might steal us a game down the stretch, and right now we need the 2 points anywhere we can find them. Doesn't matter who we're getting them against or how we're getting them. We need to walk off the ice with our 2 points, and he's been a hot goaltender for us here of late. We need that to keep going here over the final couple of weeks.
At Kamloops Wednesday, at Prince George Friday and Saturday, at Everett on March 21st, and then we're home to Everett on March 22nd, and that's it. Those are the final 5 games. So our last home game is right around the corner, because that's it. We only have one more home game left. Hopefully more if we make it into the playoffs. As we mentioned before, Seattle has 1 game on us. They still have 6 games to play. They're at Tri-City tonight, the Thunderbirds are. Then they're home to Tri-City. Then they're at Portland Saturday and at Tri-City on Sunday. So they have a full slate of games, and this is a chance for our friends in the Western Conference to maybe knock the Thunderbirds down a little bit, because that's a lot of hockey in a short period of time for Seattle.
It's a busy week right now for Seattle. We talk about that game in hand and where that's going to get made up. They'll make it up tonight, but we get it back on Wednesday when we go up to Kamloops, and then they make it up again on Sunday. So it's not so much scoreboard watching right now as it is just keeping an eye on the schedule. Where are you at after that game in hand gets made up? What's the situation right now? And obviously a win for Tri-City would help us and knock it back down to 5 games for them, and we're all even with 3 points to make up. Otherwise, we're having a little tougher conversation right now. We're very much in it, but the seat's still a little warmer than we'd like it to be.
We prefer to control our own destiny, and right now we don't. It's as simple as that. We can win out, but if Seattle continues to at least force overtime and get a couple of points, it keeps us further and further behind the 8 ball. You said you're not going to be scoreboard watching. Don't fool me. You're going to watch the Seattle Tri-City game tonight, right?
We're certainly going to keep an eye on it, but we have to take care of our business up north for it to matter.
That's true. That's true. You got a point there. We will see you again next Tuesday, but I want to give folks a heads up. Again, just one more home game. That's against the Silvertips on March 22nd. And that is what? What's the promotion for the big last game of the year?
That'll be our fantastic fan alley. So Ag Supply is providing the bobbleheads again. It's going to be a Walt bobblehead, as it usually is. I'm not sure what role he'll be playing this time around. I think he was a goaltender last year.
Oh, cool.
If I remember right, there was even a mask involved of some sort. Got to protect those canines. But no, we'll have the bobbleheads again. We'll be giving away some big prizes at the game that folks have been putting themselves in the drawing for all season long. So it's and we're going to honor our 20-year-olds at the end of the night as well. So it's going to be a huge game for us. We've got a chance to actually surpass our attendance from last year with a big crowd. So we want to really fill this place up and hopefully send these guys. We don't want to send these guys out with a big crowd next Saturday. We want to send these guys into the postseason with a big crowd.
The possibility absolutely exists with Wenatchee at home against Everett on March 22nd, and at the same time, almost exactly the same time, the Seattle Thunderbirds will be at home to Portland same time, same date, that could be it right there. Sunday the 22nd could be the final decider on who gets that 8th and final playoff spot. That would be cool.
It would be a dramatic night. We'll see how that one turns out, but we'll worry about that one next week. We got 3 games. They've got 4 games this week, so a lot can happen. A lot can be decided. Let's get this done this week and get our stuff taken care of.
Let's get this guy working deep into April. He doesn't skate, other people do, but we want him working hard deep into April. Austin, it's good to see you, my friend, and we'll check in again next week, right?
Sounds good.
All right, don't go anywhere. Weather forecast is next. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
Between juggling groceries, preparing meals, and lending a helping hand, you're a hero without a cape. But who's there to support you? Aging and Adult Care honors caregivers like you, the relatives, friends, and neighbors, helping loved ones remain safely at home. Aging and Adult Care offers chore services, respite, personal care, and more. Serving Chelan, Douglas, Grant, Lincoln, Adams, and Okanagan counties, call Aging and Adult Care at 1-800-572-4459 for caregiver support.
This March, Lake Chelan welcomes food and wine lovers to an unforgettable experience. Taste Chelan. 16 of the Valley's top wineries and restaurants create the perfect pairing of fine wines and Epicurean delights. With 4 unique winery tracks and 5 weekends to explore, every visit offers something fresh and exciting. From your first sip to the last bite, every moment is a delicious adventure, so don't wait. Tickets are selling fast. Visit tastechelan.com today. It's time for the NCWLIFE Community Calendar, a presentation of Blueberry Hills. The Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center is now enrolling students for their spring break adventure camps. They start on April 7th. Craftopia Camp features painting and creating original crafts inspired by artifacts at the museum. Robotics Camp teaches the basics of robotics using hands-on experiments, simulations, and challenges. First and second grade students will have half-day camps. Older students will have full-day camps.
Hey there folks, Blueberry Carrie here to invite you on out to experience Blueberry Hills. Of course, the food is fabulous, like our cheese splints, our famous French dip, our legendary Eggs Benedict, and unforgettable burgers. But we're more than just great food. People come from all over the world to experience what's been called one of the best destination restaurants in the Pacific Northwest. So come on out and see what all the fuss is about. Blueberry Hills in Manson. It's where the world is coming to.
We start with the weather forecast, we end with the weather forecast, but first things first, some slides to show for you. If you're heading into the mountain passes tonight on into Wednesday, get ready for some snow, really spilling right on into Thursday. Snow level tonight is going to be at 2,900 feet. It'll be at about 3,900 feet on Wednesday, right around 3,900 feet on Wednesday night, and right around 3,900 feet on Thursday. Thursday should be dry. The snow event in the mountain passes is going to be expiring basically overnight, Wednesday night into Thursday, early Thursday morning. Sherman Pass is going to get the brunt of it, but you're going to see snow if you're traveling Snoqualmie, Stevens, or Blewett. Yeah, you will find some snow and some winter driving conditions. It could get a lot worse, by the way, this upcoming weekend when we have another system going through. Climate Prediction Center yesterday afternoon spit out their long-term forecast, and there you are. This takes you from this upcoming Sunday to Wednesday of next week, so your 6 to 10 day temperatures look to be trending below normal, and your 6 to 10 day precipitation looks to be trending above normal. So it looks like it's going to be fairly cool and fairly wet right through the middle of next week. In fact, there's just a lot of weather going on. The 2 nicest days in the forecast period, if you like to be outdoors and doing stuff, golfing or doing the loop, is going to be basically today and Thursday. Outside of that, we are looking for some rain, perhaps some significant rain, especially this weekend. Let's get right to it. From the National Weather Service, as the day progresses, the clouds will be thickening up by the end of the day today. We could see a little bit of rain, and we'll top off to about 42, 34 for the overnight low tonight with some rain. And as you already saw, some snow in the upper elevations. Wednesday, rain mostly in the afternoon. Wednesday night, rain until about midnight. Thursday, partly sunny. We're going to be okay on Thursday and Thursday night. Friday, not bad at all, and then just in time for the weekend, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday, rain, perhaps a lot of rain on Sunday and Sunday night as system number 2 will start paying us a visit just in time for the weekend. So get ready for some very active weather, also windy weather too. We can't forget about that. So we're saying goodbye to winter. Not yet. Have a good and safe Tuesday. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.